Hi, I'm Gabe.
For this problem, we're given an initial point and a vector v, and we're asked to find the terminal point. So let's begin by calling our initial point P, and we'll also think about our terminal point. So let's call our terminal point Q, and we'll give our terminal point some coordinates. Let's say Q1, Q2, and Q3. So what we know is that our vector v should be equal to the vector pq. So what we're looking at is we want to look at this vector v, as I said, being equal to our vector pq. We know what this vector pq is because we have our point P and we have our point Q, which is in terms of Q1, Q2, and Q3. So we know that this vector pq is going to be Q1 minus 1, Q2 minus 5, and Q3 minus 0. And we want this right here to be equal to our vector v. So let's go ahead and let's substitute all of this in. So our vector v was the vector 2, negative 4, 7. And our vector pq was the vector q minus 1, or q1 minus 1, q2 minus 5, and q3 minus 0. So since each of these vectors have to be equal, well, each of the components also have to be equal. So we'll have 2 is equal to q1 minus 1. We'll have negative 4 is equal to q2 minus 5. And we'll have 7 is equal to q3 minus 0. Now we can go ahead and we can solve for q1, q2, and q3. So solving for q1, we can add 1 to both sides of this equation, which tells us that q1 is equal to 3. We can solve the second equation for q2 by adding 5 to both sides of the equation, which tells us that q2 is equal to 1. And we can solve for q3. Well, we actually already have q3 solved for, and q3 is just equal to 7. So what this tells us is that our terminal point Q is the point 3, 1, 7. Thank you.